The same igniter rod sits inside a $350 Pit Boss and an $800 Traeger. Same part, same Chinese factory, same lifespan. And when it dies, which it will, one company charges you $40 for the replacement and the other charges you $80. That is not a branding difference. That is a markup on your trust. Here's what I figured out after digging through 3 years of forum posts, warranty claims, and actual teardown specs on 3 of the biggest pellet grill brands in America. Traeger, Weber SmokeFire, and Pit Boss all have the same dirty secret. They break, predictably, in documented patterns, and the warranty is designed to make you think that's your fault. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what fails on each grill, the one spec that tells you more than any review, and which brand actually earns the price tag on the box. You'll also know the $150 maintenance kit that covers 80% of failures across all 3 brands. Traeger, the poster child of pellet grilling, the brand your neighbor brags about while the paint on the back of his Pro 575 is already bubbling. Here's what Traeger owners on their own forum are posting after 2 to 3 years. The hot rod igniter, the part that lights the pellets, sits at the center of a 1,000-degree fire. It's mild steel, not stainless. It corrodes, becomes brittle, and snaps. Traeger actually sells the replacement kit as a standard maintenance part. They know it's coming, budget for it, and the controller situation isn't much better. The lighted toggle switch on the back of the hopper is a known failure point, with forum threads full of owners reporting dead switches after 2 seasons. The Wi-Fi app that Traeger markets as a premium feature, owners cycle through multiple phones and hotspot configurations just to get it to pair. But the paint situation is what really tells the story. A canonical thread on the Traeger owners forum runs pages deep, with Pro 575, Pro 780, Ironwood, and Timberline owners showing bubbled, flaking paint at the lower rear corners, some after a single 500-degree sear. Here's what Traeger told one owner who filed a warranty claim on his $800 grill. Management would not honor the paint warranty, but offered a $70 drip ban as a consolation. Their official warranty language excludes paint damage caused by grease fires. And that phrase, grease fire, is the auto-denial, even when owners say no grease fire happened. That's Traeger's 3-year warranty, not 10. The 10-year coverage only applies to the new Woodridge series launched in 2025. It is not retroactive. Weber SmokeFire. And I'm going to be direct with you on this one. The SmokeFire is effectively a dead product in North America. Weber discontinued it and replaced it with the Searwood. That alone should tell you something. But the reason it died is the real story. The SmokeFire had a fundamental design flaw. Grease drains toward the burning firepot, not away from it. That's the opposite of what every other pellet grill on the market does. The result was flare-ups, grease fires, and an avalanche of warranty claims that Weber, to their credit, actually honored. One owner on the virtual Weber bulletin board documented replacing under warranty 3 PID controllers, 2 motherboards, 2 augers, 2 glow plugs, a complete firepot unit, a full wiring harness, and both flavorizers support brackets, all on a single grill in 3 years. Weber's customer service was excellent, but excellent service on a fundamentally flawed product doesn't make it a good product. It makes it an expensive apology. Now pause, because here's where it gets interesting. The Traeger Pro 575 and the Pit Boss Pro 850 use the same style AC auger motor, same voltage, same RPM, same mounting pattern. Aftermarket sellers list. A single replacement motor that fits Traeger, Pit Boss, Camp Chef, Z-Grills, and Oklahoma Joe, with 0 modification. The hot rod igniters are the same story, and that's not a coincidence. Jiangsu Z-Grills Technology, the parent company behind Z-Grills, has been manufacturing pellet grills for Traeger, Pit Boss, and other brands since 2003. Same factory, different logos, different price tags. If you've made it this far, you already know this channel isn't about telling you what tastes good, it's about telling you what they were hoping you'd never compare side by side. Subscribe. We do this every single week. And if you're watching this thinking you need a faster way to cut through all of this, I built something. It's called the Grill Buyer's Black Book. It ranks every major pellet grill brand on the stuff that actually matters, the stuff they don't put on the box. OEM sourcing, Warranty behavior, real build quality. Scan the QR code on screen or check the link in the description and pinned comment. Pit Boss. And this is where it gets complicated, because Pit Boss is simultaneously the best value and the worst build quality on this list. The Pro 850 retails for $499. The Traeger it competes with was $899. And the Pit Boss weighs 17% more. That weight difference is the closest thing we have to an honest spec, because nobody publishes cookbox steel gauge with calipers. Pit Boss says heavy gauge steel. Traeger says nothing, but the Pit Boss is heavier, and heavier means more metal, period. The problem is everything else. The flame broiler slider plate, the part you use to switch between smoking and direct grilling, rusts shut within 3 to 9 months. Not exaggerating. Pit Boss's own support told owners to wire brush it and coat it with cooking oil between cooks. That's their fix. The auger has a burn back problem on long cooks below 225 degrees, where smoldering pellets creep back up the feed tube and fuse into a clog. And the customer service experience reads like a hostage negotiation. Multiple forum users report that nothing happened on their warranty claim until they filed a Better Business Bureau complaint. Then suddenly, a new grill showed up. Oh, and the app, Pit Boss, got dropped by their original app developer and rolled out a replacement that bricked the Wi-Fi on some 1150 Pro units. Owners couldn't update firmware, support couldn't debug it, and the fix was an aftermarket controller board. For a grill still under warranty. So here's the honest answer. There is no perfect pellet grill on this list, but there is a smart way to buy one. If you're buying Pit Boss for value, plan to replace the flame broiler slider with a stainless aftermarket plate within 18 months. Sift your pellets before every cook, and tape your receipt inside the hopper lid. You will need it. If you're buying Traeger, do not buy the old Pro Series used unless it's deeply discounted. The 3-year warranty is what you inherit. Buy a spare hot rod and firepot kit before you need one, because they go on back order every spring. And photograph the grill within 30 days of unboxing, because those photos are your only defense when they try to deny your paint claim. If you're looking at Weber, skip the SmokeFire entirely. It's discontinued, and parts availability is a real concern. The Searwood is the pellet grill Weber should have made the first time. Different grease management, different engineering, and it starts at $899. And no matter which brand you pick, keep this on hand. 1 universal AC auger motor, 1 universal hot rod igniter, 1 pack of shear pins, a can of high-temp 2000-degree black engine paint, and 1 bag of quality pellets stored airtight. About $150 total. That kit covers 80% of the documented failure modes across Traeger, Pit Boss, Camp Chef, and Z grills. You now know something that most people standing in the grill aisle at Home Depot right now do not know. The gap between what these companies charge and what they actually build is the only thing you need to understand about the pellet grill industry. The branding outlasted the build quality a long time ago. Use this information. Spend differently. Stop giving the worst of this list your money and start asking what you're actually getting for the price on the tag. YouTube thinks you'll like one of these 2 videos next, so tap whichever one grabs you. And if you made it all the way to the end of this one, you're exactly who this channel is for. Hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next teardown.